Yeah, this is crazy. Trump and the SEC have just put in the final nail in Bitcoin and crypto. And it's not the final nail that's going to crush it, it's the final nail that's going to release it and explode onto the scene. The news is so insane. I can't believe there are still people that have not invested in cryptocurrency. Right now, I've got two stories. It's being told all over the internet right now that Trump is about to sign an executive order to allow 401ks to invest in Bitcoin. Do you remember when I told you last December? Type one if you remember this. I said pretty soon, people on this channel, if they decide to take action, are about to make more money than they've ever made. And we received lots of emails when I started talking about specific crypto projects of people becoming millionaires. It seemed like almost overnight, but it took a few months. This wave, going all the way back to 2 Januaries ago, when the SEC allowed the first Bitcoin ETF, and you watch the price pump from 60,000 up to where it is right now, because so many people were buying it, this next wave is going to shatter records. When people are allowed to buy Bitcoin in their 401k, it is going to take so much Bitcoin off the market, you will have wished you would have gotten in sooner. That story in and of itself is huge. But let me explain what the SEC just did. And I want to remind you the course that I released on how to change cash flow forever. You'll never think of cash flow in the same terms. Most people equate cash flow with businesses, which are very hard to run, or real estate, which take a lot of maintaining. I'm going to teach you how to make cash flow from cryptocurrencies through staking, yield farming, and restaking. That discount is going to be gone soon, and we're going to start releasing our 3 projects that I've never talked about, never highlighted. We're going to be highlighting them in that course. If you want it, the link's down below. The SEC just launched Project Crypto, and this is in order to make US the global hub, the United States, for Bitcoin and digital assets. There is a massive, massive race right now for who is going to lead the world in this technology. And that's why I've been investing in specific companies that are based in the United States, knowing that they're going to have favorable regulations, let's say, with the United States government. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission today announced Project Crypto, an initiative aimed at modernizing security laws and putting Bitcoin and blockchain innovation at the center of America's financial future. Can you guys do me a favor? Type yes if you agree. It blows your mind. And it blows my mind how many people are still so closed off to the thought of blockchain technology, and it's like happening everywhere, and it's not going anywhere. To sit there and think back on what Katie Couric said about the internet and email, saying, "Oh, that's a fad. It's never going to take over the mail. Email will never take over the mail. The internet's a fad." We saw that in newspapers back in like 1991, 1992. And to sit there and it just type yes if it blows your mind that people around you are just like, nah, it's a scam. Nah, it's too volatile. You mean over time it just keeps going up? That's the reason why people buy homes. Well, they always go up. Look at the charts. And you're like, well, it does this. But yeah, over long term, it does this because of inflation. Well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency blockchain projects are the same thing. Because unlike Dogecoin, which people are completely screwed up in the mind about, because you can make infinite Dogecoin. But because Elon Musk says something about it, everyone goes running about it. It's like a fart coin. Everybody goes and runs to it because they think it's funny. They're all going to be just wrecked. But all these other projects, they're deflationary, meaning that there's only so many of them out there, and a lot of them have burn rates. So as the project gets used, little chunks of it disappear forever. What happens with what's left? It becomes very valuable as the network gains more exposure to the public, and people go, oh my gosh, I want to buy that. I like the use case. I see the yield it's making. This is, we're already starting. The course has been launched and lessons are being unlocked right now for people. Dylan and I are showing people how to make anywhere between as much as a 1 month treasury bond, right? All the way up to like 40% per year on your money, because I'm going to show you how to help uphold a network or lock up your tokens and all the issues that come with that too, and how to do it safely. Nobody's teaching this. And can you imagine and this is the truth. I have a buddy that's got $10 million in treasury bonds, and he's rotating right now 30-day treasury bonds, just flipping them over and over. And he's making whatever a 30-day treasury bond's making per year, right, on 10 million bucks. And he's stoked. It's like, look, I saved up, I worked my butt off, I saved up 10 million, and I got this. And I go, yeah, but dude, you could make between 10 and 40% over here. And he goes, it's too risky. I'm like, no, well, you use diversification, wouldn't you agree? And the thing is the inflation rate, the real inflation rate, is not what the government says. We all know that. I mean, here, I every single person knows that. I'd say type something, but here, just type whatever you want really quick. Just type a letter if you agree with that. I mean, the inflation rate, we're being lied to. And so bonds aren't keeping up with inflation. Crypto projects know that. So they're paying a higher yield to help you uphold their network so that they don't have to go to Amazon Web Services and pay them. And it's decentralized this way. So the SEC came out with this initiative, like, we're going to make it, I'll just explain it here. This initiative is aimed at modernizing securities laws and putting Bitcoin and blockchain innovation at the center of America's financial future. Backed by President Trump's vision to make America the crypto capital of the world, the plan seeks to move financial markets on chain and remove outdated regulations. This is what they say. This is from the SEC, from Paul Atkins. Our goal is to help market participants to slot crypto assets into categories such as digital collectibles, digital commodities, or stablecoins, and assets the economic realities of a transaction, stated by the chairman of the SEC, Paul Atkins. This approach can allow markets participants to determine, based upon clear guidelines, whether any outstanding promises or commitments of the issuer cause the crypto asset to be subject to an investment contract. Look, here's the deal. I'm going to Asia in a little bit to speak with blockchain leaders. Lots of teams we're going to be meeting with, a lot of projects, because Dylan and I actively invest in larger projects. And what we found is a lot of companies are scared to release things in America, but they're getting more and more excited as I talk to them about releasing in America, because that's the honeypot of money for investment money in America, out of the entire world. And so we're going in such an incredible, pivotal time where there are a lot of American leaders in blockchain space going to speak in China and other places in Asia. And that's what we're going to be a part of. But there's this sort of weird transition because all these countries are trying to figure this out. And what they're afraid of is that America is going to beat them to the end of the race. So that's why we made the course. Yield farming, restaking, and staking are so important, it's crazy, but also learning how to build a portfolio, diversify, and how to move in and out of these companies based on lockup periods and all that kind of stuff. People don't think about any of that stuff. They just go lock stuff up and then they get screwed. I've seen it before, and they don't do it right, and they lose their butt. And it just blows my mind. We just got an email the other day. Again, this is off topic, but it's on topic, from a student that took the Bitcoin 101 course, and he was talking about how he just had $40,000 stolen from him. And he goes, man, I knew it was my fault. And we looked up his account, and sure enough, what lessons did he not take? And he was like still in positive mood, but you know why? It's because he knows how much he's going to make. This was a bump in the road. I've lost money in the past too, and it didn't stop me. I had, 24 Bitcoin stolen, and it was my fault. Ultimately, it was my fault. And I didn't have a course to take to learn all this stuff ahead of time. So I had to take that. Can you imagine if I still had that 24 Bitcoin? Yeah, I still got a bunch of Bitcoin, but it's like, I would like to have an extra 24. Why not? How much is that right now? 2.7 million? I don't know. But my point being is that it would be nice to still have. Maybe I'd buy a nice car with it. All right. With that being said, if you want the link, the first exclusive project to that course is going to be released soon. And so if you want to get in before that, and I'm going to be honest with you, I am very excited about this project. It is a monster, I believe, in the industry. So, and it's a small market cap. Nobody knows about it. That's what I'm doing. Digging up these small market caps that nobody knows about, looking for the teams, doing all my due diligence, all my research. Dylan's doing it too. And we're trying to bring the best projects to you guys before anyone knows about it. I mean, look at what's going on with Spark and what's going on with Colonel Dow, and Look at DIA, and most people, all they do is they care about the price. You know what's funny? Price actually follows progress. All right, with that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.